we'll cast Booth to start our day out. Bum, bum, bum. So a little backstory. Me and Booth were having Facebook debates, and then he had to leave for his tournament. So now we're gonna cast the tournament. All right, Malay. Not sure the rating of the players currently, or what round they're in. Slav. I like Slav. Malay could be an issue for Slav, though. They will be able to get Castle and Imp pretty quick. They could go for some interesting crossbow or arbalist timings. Slav will have a really good boom with the farms. They have good siege, so might not. I mean, I could see this going either way with the civs. We'll see if blue goes for. I would expect something like crossbow opening with TCs, and then he'll push out and either try and jump over the wall. If Booth is only booming, you might see Siege Workshop and one of those little towers that let your units jump over. Or he'll just collect the relics. Booth. With Slav, you see... I mean, I feel like you could see Scout into Knight very easily. They have those real good farms. And then once you get Siege, going into late game, it would be very easy to go into something like Halband's Siege Onager that would deal with Arbalist and or Elephant. Those are the two things you're kind of worried about for Malay. I guess that if Malay went into something like Karambits, then you might see Slav use their unique unit or stay on Knight. Ooh, no, we want the Fog of Wars, so they're gonna push deer. It's pretty standard. I want to get all that eco in. 4 to wood for Boothman. 6 on sheep. Pretty good. So the way you're trying to balance your hunt out is you don't really want more than 6 villagers on your sheep or your boar, ideally. Deer is about 3. If you start floating more, you either kill another animal or you're going to be trying to use your berries, maybe use a farm every now and then, depending on exactly how it goes. Right now he's got 7. Oh, don't kill that! So if it was me, I would have taken 1 off this, taken these 3 and this female, and I would have gone to berries. So then you have 6 on boar, 4 on berries. Wouldn't mind to see him start pushing deer. The big thing here is, are you going for relics? Do you need to find where the relics are, right? So if he's scouting around, you can't get intel on your opponent, unfortunately, because this is a custom scenario map. So they want you to have to guess what your opponent's going for. It takes that skill out of the game, the scouting skill, and it replaces it with a guessing game. Ooh, this is not good house placement. As you're thinking about your mills and your TCs, you really want to leave at minimum 3 tiles away from them for other buildings, because once these berries are done, you can farm here, here, here. You can get as many farms around your mill as you get around your TC. And once you get there, you've got saturation for like 4 TCs. Like, you don't really need too many more than that. So it's very easy just to use your mill and your TC, get real good saturation, super efficient, have them touching the mill. What up, Scoop? We're cheering on Boothman right now. So I really would have liked to see him not keep killing these sheep again. I would have rather to see him save the sheep and either have 3 of them straggle to the deer, because they're in low numbers, right? If you're going to eat the sheep or the boar, I would say use 6 vills only. And if you're not, then you should be going to berries or use the deer, because the deer you can use 3 vills and it works really well. The sheep you really want more. You don't want them rotting. So we're wasting a lot on rot here is the problem. Second lumber. This makes me think that we could see something like scouts into night, maybe some map control to get the relics. Blue going for the pushing the deer, but he's not being all that efficient with it, right? He's not pushing them directly under the TC. He's actually got a lot more vills than he needs onto the deer. 9 on wood. So that was a 21 pop up as if it was on Arabia or something, and actually Malay really should be delaying by 1 or 2 vills because they do go up so much quicker, right? He went an 8-minute up. Now, I guess there could be an argument for the boom that if you go up really fast, you can get that farm upgrade, that wood upgrade quicker, so it will help you. But if you're going for FC, are you really trying to do these upgrades? A lot of FC builds, they delay the mill and the lumber upgrade until after they've clicked to castle, because the strength of that is getting those higher tech units or going straight into boom. So it's kind of weird to see this type of a build order. I've done this build kind of like this before, but it was always a mistake where I just clicked up and forgot what I was doing, that there was a wall. Stuff like that. So it's not the worst. He could have done a worse build, obviously, but I'm not a fan. So Booth is 1 vill up right now. He's 40% up to the next age. Malay are usually getting about 2 extra vills per age as they go up. And they get the text faster, right? So you can use that. The easy way to use it, in my opinion, would be add 2 villagers to every build you're doing. That way you're up at the same time, but with an eco bonus. That's just an easy way to do it for me. I know that there are definitely arguments for going up quicker with less vills and then using that tech advantage and that timing for some sort of attack, but obviously not really doing that here. Though he did go for the techs, so he kind of did that. Alright, Booth is up now. We've got 28 pop for Blue and 25 for Booth, so Booth is a little bit behind, but that's normal for Malay against some other civ, so there's nothing huge there. The things that Booth has going for him is his farms, his lake aim he's got some really strong compositions. He can go into scouts and knights in feudal, in early castle if he wants to control the relics. Definitely different. These civs play out different ways, so curious to see how they go. Looks like they're both going to go market blacksmith up. Pretty standard, although I think that if you were doing something like an archer opening or a scout opening, scout to knight, either one of those, you could make an argument for not using the market, right? Because you have to make a barracks and those buildings anyways, so you could do something like barracks, range, blacksmith, and cut the market out. So in these builds, these are more designed for builds that are dropping like castles and booming, I would say, or like a team game type thing, so you can get the vision. In a 1v1, if you're going to go army, this is really just adding cost to your build. Initially it will be cheaper though, right? Because in the other way you need 3 buildings to go up. This way you only need 2. The problem is then you still have to make those 3 buildings. So we'll see. This makes me think that they're both going to go into heavy booming and maybe even castle dropping. We got 3 on stone for Booth. Not really enough for a castle drop, but that will give him enough for those 2 TCs, and then he'll have a little bit of stone just in case he is pressured really hard. He'll be able to drop a castle at some point. It won't be right away. He's not going to use his unique unit, so he doesn't need like 7 on stone, which is you would see from like a Mayan or a Spain if they were going army first. So Vat is 3 vills ahead still, dropping TCs right away at 1540, so pretty quick up. Booth I don't see any I don't see any buildings, so I think Booth is just gonna go up. Kinda dangerous playing against Malay and going for boom, so we're thinking about the benefits of booming for Malay. They're going to go up every time they age up. They get 2 extra vills, and they age up quicker, right? So they also get a timing attack if they have the army. So for feudal and castle, he was abusing the eco part of it. He went up, he got his 2 techs really early, and then he got to castle at a decent time and started booming. So now the next time he goes up, it will be something like to hit Arbalest way quicker than Booth can deal with it. Arbalest or maybe Bombard Cannon or Tread, something like that. He's going to stone, which makes me think he wants the ability to drop a castle, kind of like what Booth was doing, just in case they get pressured. Booth going for Monastery now, not the TCs. Oh, never mind. Okay, so 1 TC and Monastery. He's got some idols. We should get let me see. I want to see what Vat's rating is. Oh, it's not working. Shoot. So Booth is going for TCs now. I'm not really digging the build and the choice for Booth. So he does have a boom type Civ. Slav can beat a lot of Civs with their boom, but Malay is like a booming Civ that has better timing attacks because of that faster TC, or faster aging up. 4th TC. So it would be 4 TCs from Vat. He's really taken off here. About 13 vil lead now. Okay. Now let's check the farm. So as you're adding TCs, the really important thing here is to add at least 5 on food per TC. So right now Booth is actually, he's floating food, so he's not impacted by this yet. But as his food starts getting used up, he's going to have to add more farm. So he's only got saturation for 2 TCs. His military building isn't using food, so we don't have to add anything for that. That's fine with the gold. Okay, some more farms are coming out. I like that. So he is picking up those relics. Blue opted for straight boom and not for any army, so it's nice to get all those free relics out without actually having to field an army of your own. I would say though, Booth is being severely outbooned here. This would be a spot where maybe forward siege and light army while you're taking the relics could be very helpful for him. Force out a castle, force out something from Blue. If Blue's just getting to free boom with Malay, I mean, we can see what's happening now. 66 vills against 48. Beyond that, he's going to hit his tech a lot quicker as he goes up to Imp. I would assume it would be something like Arbalest and Ram, Treb, Bombard Cannon, something like that, but those are really easy on your eco. The way he's adding farms, let's get a count here. So the way he's adding farms, he's got 33. So this is way more saturation than he needs for the TCs, which makes me think he's not going for something like bows. This may be something like interesting. Right into Halb, maybe Karambit. He's heavy on stone, so I'm thinking he's leaning towards Karambit. Yeah, it's a random cast. So me and Booth were Facebook debating about political type stuff, and then he said he had to go because he had a tournament game. So we have changed it up, and now we're casting. After we cast, we might play some games. Well, we'll definitely play some games. So my sleep schedule has now got to the point where I woke up at midnight. So I went to sleep at like midday, and then I woke up at midnight. So we're on the way back to normality, but it's going to take a while. Look at these. Okay, I think that's 3 now, right? 1, 2, 3 relics in. Going for the 4th and the 5th. Blue now adding a uni, so he's thinking about going straight up without even dropping a castle yet. We've got stone enough for both players to get a castle up, so 24 minute, 25 minute. I guess they really weren't worried about getting pressured whatsoever. Any kind of pressure would have really hurt these guys. I like that they both had gone on stone though before pressure would be coming, so that you can get to a castle if you need to. Got about a 20 vil deficit now for Booth, so we're seeing the power of the Malay boom here really taking off. I would say that beyond that, Booth had also some mistakes in the way he ordered his boom, but a lot of this is Malay power. Castle going out right in front, so now Booth didn't take any map control here with army, so Blue gets to just walk right out with only Vils. This is like super ideal for him, and we will see ranges. Okay, so it will be something like an Arbalist Treb timing. It's kind of what you would expect normally. I was thinking maybe not with the farm count. He's got 40 farms. That seems a little excessive if you're only going Arb. Ooh, dodge it! Look at that Neo Monk, dude. Okay, I do like the castle position, protecting a couple mines. Same kind of thing that VAAAAAAAAAAAAAT did, but this can still be pressured, right? So I like Booth's position of the castle better. The problem will be as the Trebs get to about here, they can hit, and I think they'll still be in range. So this is really unfortunate that Booth actually castled out to the side of his walls, because I think it will be taken down. You can understand why, though. Positionally, this is a great position to have. The problem is, with the tech advantage of the Malay, the speed to getting Imp and all the ages is going to really hurt him here with the Treb Wars. Treb's already coming out. I think we could potentially see. Okay, this is a mistake. So the problem with making two castles next to each other, it's fine if you only need one spot, but really you don't want to do it, because if their Treb can hit one this close, it's very quickly going to be able to hit the other one, and maybe even can hit them both. So you at least want the Treb to have to unpack, especially if a Treb is being protected by a castle, right? The castle is static. The castle's not moving. So say the second castle for Booth is here. Now Blue has to be up here, whereas castle's not helping anymore. So he'll have to either make another castle, or he'll have to produce army, where this Treb can kill both of these castles without anything else supporting it, right? Except for the castle, which is why two castles real close to each other is a lot worse than them spread out. Now, of course, there's situations where you just feel like you need a bunch of castles in the way, which is understandable. This, I would say, not really one of them. Benefits could be the Trebs coming out real close together and, you know, double protected. So if you're, say, up to the Imp much quicker than your opponent, you can get away with something like this, and maybe it even helps you with your production. But certainly, as you are a bit delayed, this is a big liability here. So we're gonna see barracks production. It's gonna be barracks units against Arbs. I think for Slav, if they're going in this kind of scenario, the first thing you need to be looking at is your siege upgrade. So I think as soon as he gets Imp, he should already have a couple mangoes out, ready to be upgraded into onagers. If you go right into Halb, you're only really going to be able to kill somebody who went directly into Horse. And knowing Malay, Horse isn't really an option. Maybe they could go into Elephant, but probably not, right? Malay's probably not going to go Elephant into one of the civs that have arguably one of the best Halbs in the game, one of the best anti-Horse civs in the game. Boyar's coming out. So Boyars will do well against those Karambit. Bum, 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 bum. Boom. Not looking good. I just don't know if there's enough time to get the Onager upgrade out. Malay taking full map control. A lot of Trebs. Not going to catch up to his Treb amount, so now we have to start thinking about Bombard Cannon, which means we have to wait for Chemistry. We have to wait for Onager upgrade, so Slavs right now is playing a waiting game. But is he going for these things he's waiting for? Okay, he is upgrading Onager, he's adding more siege. Oh wow, no bombard cannon. Sickening. I guess it's kind of fair because they do get siege onager and ram. I just feel bad for civs that don't have bombard cannon. You push them off their stone and then they can never make trebs. Hello, hello. Oh, we need a rank on VAAAAAAAAT. There's... I think there's 13 A's, if I counted right. Let's see. Okay, so we do have about a 300 plus point difference. So you can kind of see it with the way the boom came out, and you know, maybe blue is a arena player, I don't know. Seemed like he had a more standard build that he went for. Booth is going to try and come out, but this is not a fight he will ever win, so I think I would just keep running. I'm definitely a player that would wait longer than he wants to, right? Because if you fight and you lose your army, it's just setting you back, unless you're buying yourself time. Where, I mean, it's understandable. He is getting pressured. He needs these siege workshops to stay up, so he is trying to buy himself time. But once you lose that army, it becomes much worse, right? Now he's actually just... Blue can walk in and kill him. Yeah, this is looking like, I don't know how many games they've played. I'm guessing this is the first game, because we were chatting. But, I'll ask him after the game. I don't know if it's a best of 3 or what the settings are. Man, that's a lot of siege. Look at that. 6 bombard cannon, 5 treb. That's going to clear stuff. Bombard cannon's going to be really good for Malay in this situation. They're designed to take out the onagers. So now we have onagers that can kill arbalists, but bombard cannons that can kill onagers. There's nothing but the onagers that can deal with the arbs, so really have to make those work. Getting some decent shots in. We've got a decent number of halbs. Maybe a couple of miracle siege onager shots into the bombard cannons. Oh, getting more hits off there. I like that the halves are behind the TC. I would love to see Vils inside there, so we're getting TC fire onto the arbalists. So you would put the Vils in, have your TCs attack the arbs while your halbs are fighting their halbs. Problem is, the siege behind this push is going to counter all the ways Booth can come back, unfortunately. This is looking like the end of the road. The relics are gone. Oh no. GG, well played. So this is sort of, kind of, the type of way I thought Malay would go for a win. They can boom, but they also are going to get to the ages before you too. So it's like an aggressive boom, which makes me feel like you shouldn't just straight boom against them. I think versus Malay you should try and pressure. Some siege, force them to drop castles, force them to maybe make some military so they just can't flat out boom. I could see why playing Slav, you kind of maybe are thinking about booming yourself. They are a good boom civ, but there's just these little timing windows that Malay can sneak into. GG Blue, well played.